Welcome to Revival Ministries. Today we're talking about blaming God. I know when trials come, it is easy to want to blame someone else instead of take responsibility. And a lot of the times we get ourselves into our own pickles, right? But other times it's someone else enacting their free will upon us, and we are just subjected to things that happen to us that aren't necessarily our fault. But ultimately, it is the devil who is pulling the strings to torture humanity and who accuses us and who makes our lives generally miserable. It is not God that does this. James 1:13 says, "Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man." Now, God is not going to tempt you. This is not how he works. 1 John 1:5 says that God is light. In him there is no darkness at all. If there is no darkness, he is not inflicting anything upon you directly. Now, the devil is allowed to tempt people. Let's not forget that. A good example, of course, is what happened with Job. Job was allowed to be tempted and was really put through the ringer, but it was not God that caused any of that. It was the devil. Now, bad things are allowed to happen to people, and that is an unfortunate side effect of our fallen world. Now, because God created us in his image to have free will, we get to choose whether to do evil, partake in evil and sin or not. And because we are in a fallen world, that means others will choose to use their free will to hurt you as well. And that is a terrible thing. And I'm truly sorry if that has happened to you. And it probably has, as we have all been hurt by somebody. And ultimately, those strings are being pulled by the devil as sin entered the world through Satan. Now, we are allowed to be tempted by the devil, but it is ultimately our choice whether we want to accept that temptation and give into it. Now, some people create their own storms and then they get upset when it rains. There's a scripture here in Proverbs 19:3 that says, "People ruin their lives by their own foolishness, and then they're angry with the Lord." How simple and true is that? Galatians 6:5 says simply, "Assume your own responsibility." James 1:14 says, "Each person is tempted when he is lured and enticed by his own desires." James 1:12 says, "Blessed are those who are tested, and they will be given the crown of life when they pass the test." The scriptures also tell us that unforeseen circumstances befall us all. So you're not necessarily going through a test, but if you are, stay strong. And don't blame God.